3 cars, 3 hours, 3 MOT tests. The Proton Black Knight, my Proton Impian and my Proton Satria LXI. Hello, you absolute legends. Welcome back to the channel. John here on a beautiful morning here in Lincolnshire. And as the title suggests, today it's a day of Proton producing. Yeah. We've got 3 different beasts, all going to Neil for MOT tests. In this video then, come with me as we do 3 separate MOTs on 3 Protons from my collection. The Black Knight 1989, my Proton Impian GLS, 2005 plate, and my Proton Satria LXI 2004. You'll come with me, we'll have a chat about each car, we'll go for a drive, and hopefully by the end of this video, 3 MOTs ready for another year of trouble-free motoring in just, well, less than half of my extensive Proton collection. Come with me then. There she is. There is the Black Knight. Looks like Dad might have given her a bit of a wipe down as well, which is always appreciated. Thank you very much. I don't think there's any problems. We had to replace a steering rack boot a couple of years ago. I think that video is on the channel. But yeah, there's the Black Knight. Get it out, get it to Neil's, and hopefully a clean bill of health. You'll come along with me. So if you've not seen me drive it, or if you've not been in the cabin of this, then you will do in this video. Here we go. Let's go for the first MOT of the day, which is the Proton Black Knight. Hopefully it starts. Let it warm up a bit. Dad's checked the springs, he's checked the tyres, he's checked everything. It works fine. We'll just get warmed up. 13,152 miles this car has covered from new. Right, here we go, Black Knight time. I forgot how heavy the steering is in this. Oh. So if you don't know the history of the Black Knight, let me just give you a quick rundown. It's the last one left in the world. It is one of 201 built. It's a special edition, and some might poo-poo that and say, yeah, well, all it is a Proton 1.5 GL with a sticker pack and a spoiler and some wheel trims. But that is kind of, in my opinion, what makes it special. It was, back in 1989, well, a dealer ploy. It was a trick, really, to put something on something that wasn't relatively special and sell it as special. It ended up being sold by New Park Motors in Crewe to an elderly gentleman who probably was just enjoying the fact that he'd got a special edition, and then due to ill health put it in the garage. A couple of years later, I think he'd done something like 2,000 miles on the clock. It was fished out of that garage in 2019 and put back on the road, and went to a young lad based in Blackpool who put 9,000 miles on the car. He dailied it, which I respected that, but now it makes me cringe knowing just how special the car actually is. I bought it from a chap locally called Ken, who took it to shows and enjoyed it for what it is, and now it's in my collection 13,153 miles later. Winner of the Festival of the Unexceptional 2021, and that kind of prompted me to start my YouTube channel, winning the show. I didn't expect it at all to win anything. And when the team were looking around the car, they didn't seem very interested. They actually thought it was a restoration project. Paul Coupland, I remember saying, how much did it cost for you to paint it? And my attitude to him was, it's not been painted, mate. This is exactly as it left the factory in Malaysia. Because the paint on it is, well, fantastic. It's been very well looked after, and it does gleam up nicely in this Mitsubishi paint code Mallorca Black. You can tell that you're driving a car from the mid-80s. It is a 1985 model, registered here in the UK in 1989. No power steering, no electric windows, no electric wing mirrors, no sunroof, which actually to me adds to the charm of the Black Knight, in that they've sold it to you as a special edition But all they've done is stuck some stickers on it. That's what you got for your extra, I don't know, 1,500 quid. And the ability to say, I own the Black Knight edition. Anyway, I do enjoy driving it, I really do. It's so much nicer to drive than some of my other Protons, probably because it feels more like you're driving a Mitsubishi from the mid-80s. It's no frills motoring, but it's reliable, it's good, and actually it's relatively fast. We shall have a look underneath it because it has been sat for a couple of months in the garage and it hasn't been out and about, but things deteriorate over time. You know, back boxes deteriorate. My garage is dry. It's not obviously stored on my driveway with a tarpaulin over it, but things do deteriorate and need maintenance. I've not put any of my favourite, as you'll know, Tetraseal on here, so it might need a little bit of TLC come this winter. Neil's ready, I'm ready, fingers crossed, for, well, a clean bill of health for the Black Knight, because if not, well, it's too... Oh my goodness, they've resurfaced this road. Oh no. Oh, it's going to be Stone Chip Central. Bastards. That made my heart sink just seeing that just now. Right, I'm going to drive at about 3 miles an hour and everyone's going to get angry with me. Oh, this is horrible. Why have they done this? Oh. Fine. It is what it is. People can get angry with me that I'm doing 20. One thing that always throws me with this is that the indicator is on the right, being an early Japanese car. Same with my Toyota MR2, and I'm always wanting to use my left hand to put my indicator on. So you've got to change your brain a little bit when you're driving your Black Knight. Look at that horrible resurfaced old road that they've done. There was nothing wrong with it. Why have you gone and done this? This isn't proper resurfacing either. This is put some tar down and spray some blooming road chippings on it. I hate it. Now I'm going to be candid about something here. I often get asked, John, how much did you pay for the Black Knight? And I've never actually revealed how much I paid for it, but I'm going to tell you, £1,200. Yep, that's what I paid for it, £1,200. The seller originally wanted £1,500. It needed a bit of work, it needed some TLC, it was off the road, there was no MOT when I bought it. It needed a spring at the back, it needed some paint tidying up on that rear quarter. In fact, actually, someone had just lacquered it really badly, so I spent some time with thinners and just removed the overspray of the lacquer. Cleaned it, deep cleaned it, and then I spent nearly £1,000 having all the dents knocked out of it because it's just, you know, thin metal. So my dent man had a great day, I had a great day. So all in all, the car owes me, I don't know, £2,500 to nearly £3,000. What's it worth? That's a good question. What is the Black Knight worth? Well, to me, it's priceless. To you, you might say it's worth £1,995. I have been offered, I'm going to say, a life-changing amount of money. It is certainly a large amount of money for the car from a buyer in Malaysia. That was a very serious offer as well, to add it to a very special collection. Read into that what you will. And I turned it down. Why? Because I'm still enjoying owning the car. Yeah, it probably does belong in Malaysia. It probably does belong at the Proton Museum in, I think it's Shah Alam. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but that might be where you would have seen it as part of the Proton Heritage Fleet. But I made the conscious decision to say no, it's not for sale yet. But the good news is, if I ever get bored of it, or if I ever, I don't know, keel over and die, then there is a plan for it to go somewhere special. So yeah, 1,200 quid, £1,000 worth of dents and work and bits and pieces. I think it's worth every single penny. Come and put 20 grand in my pocket, you can have it. I'm not saying that's what I've been offered. But yeah, Proton Black Knight. That's how much it cost. Candid. Just arriving at the MOT test centre, we'll go and see Neil. I'll show you the process. I'll show you underneath the car. I'll show you him testing the brakes and everything like that. Seems fine, but he might find something I don't. Here we are then. We have arrived and we are at the MOT test centre, just waiting for Neil. I think he's having a cup of tea and maybe a sausage sandwich before we get going. It is still nice and early, but the car is here. I made it. MOT day. Up she goes. Neil's got a new ramp as well, by the way, for all you eagle-eyed viewers. This is the only time someone else drives the Black Knight, by the way. Nobody else gets to drive it apart from Neil. Even Dad doesn't get to drive the Black Knight. What a lucky man Neil is. There it is then, 1 down, 2 to go. Am I going to get a hat trick of clean sweeps? No, probably not. But the Black Knight has passed its MOT for another year. Hooray! And actually this is the one that I wasn't too concerned about. I didn't have any major issues with the car. Dad knows it inside and out, as does Neil. Yeah, there's a bit of work to do underneath in that the exhaust box needs just a little bit of cleaning off. But apart from that, nothing too problematical. So the good news is, best will in the world, the Black Knight is on the way to the Festival of the Unexceptional 2025 and we will be there. I don't know if we're in some sort of special paddock. I'm assuming so. I'm assuming Adam and his team have got me some sort of Proton stand. No, I'll be in with the cattle, but I'll see you there on the day. I'm really looking forward to that. It's one of the highlights of my year. Let's go home then. Let's now pick up the Proton Impian, hope it starts, and take that for MOT number 2 of the day. Right then, 1 down, 2 to go. That is the Black Knight sorted and home. I'm just going to leave it on my front lawn, to be fair, whilst I go and take the Impian. 2 of 3. Let's take the Impian, get set up, get in there. Remember, new tyres. I've got no idea if this is actually going to pass an MOT or what Neil might find, because remember, we've not had it on the road. I've hardly driven it. I drove it home from Tamworth. Dad and I spent 2 months trying to sort out a braking issue. So fingers crossed the Impian is going to perform nicely. Come with me then. Okay, you'll have to excuse the fact that the car is, well, filthy, I'm afraid. Oh, but this has got aircon, I think. Oh. Let's get that set up first and foremost. Aircon on. Set it to cold. Something's just kicked in. Yeah, so Neil, my MOT tester, has not seen this car. It's had 4 brand new tyres yesterday. Yeah, let's go take the Impian for an MOT. Battery's fully charged, we've got half a tank of petrol. I've got a little bit of a problem in that there's Roadworks Central going on down my way. I don't want to hit anything on the way out. Right, here we go. See if the aircon actually works. Well, it's blowing out. Cold. The aircon works amazingly. Neil has not seen this car, nor have I seen this car up on a ramp. If you remember, if you want to just have a little bit of insight about the car, I paid £300 for it with the MOT about to expire. I bought it from the original owner. I bought it from Ray, nice guy, who bought it from SR Thompson & Sons in Tamworth, Proton dealership. I've not driven it very far, apart from driving it home. It drove lovely, but it needed the brakes looking at. We spent a good couple of months looking at the brakes, so now is time for the MOT. I'm looking forward to seeing Neil's reaction to this. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like underneath, and I'm also looking forward to seeing what we need to do, if anything, and if we can get to the Festival of the Unexceptional 2025. Drives lovely. Remember, Lotus steering and handling on this one. That is true. That was a selling point. Lotus tuned the steering on this family saloon. So hopefully we're going to do Ray proud today, because the car, as I say, has been out of MOT since October 2024. It's now July 2025. Ray's son Chris is probably going to think, what has he done with it? Well, hopefully this is going to give you an update, Chris. So in comparison to the Black Knight that I've driven this morning, this drives, well, beautifully. That steering and handling by Lotus really makes, well, quite a big difference. And the work that Dad and I have done on the brakes has made a big difference too. There definitely was something going on in that braking system that we didn't really know about. You'll have to excuse the fact when we get to the MOT test centre that the car is filthy. And I mean pure filth. It's disgusting. I haven't cleaned the car. I haven't even hoovered the car out since I've owned it. That's one of my jobs probably for this afternoon, give it a little bit of a clean and a polish. We need to do some car archaeology as well, because I have not had a good look as to what Ray has actually left in this car. If you've been following the channel, you will know I actually now own 2 Impians. This one, my GLS, and a 1.6 GSX, which is the top of the spec one. They only actually released them in 2 specs. Why did I buy the GSX? Well, purely for parts for this car. Like an oil cover for the engine bay and the wheels, which were much better than the ones that were on this car. No idea why the wheels corroded so bad on this one. I think Ray probably used to take it to a car wash and they used acid or some sort of wheel cleaner that has corroded those wheels quite badly. Oh, it drives well though. At the time, not many of these were sold, and loads of you in the comments are going to say Humberside Police had these. Yeah, they did, as undercover and marked vehicles. Not undercover, that's the wrong word, and I should know better. As unmarked and marked vehicles. So if you've ever sat in the back of one of these in Grimsby or Hull in the mid-2000s, anything you want to share with the class? Acceleration is good from that 1.6 Mitsubishi Orion engine. And the handling is tight, it's really good. There's no knocks, there's no bangs. It's a bloody good car. But at a time when you think what else you could have bought with your money, I get why not many of these were sold. Badge snobbery, potentially, and most of them were beige or star silver. Oh yeah, them brakes are fine. Them brakes are good. Dad's done the job. So they've resurfaced the road here, and I don't want to get resurfacing dust all over my sills, which, as you may or may not know, I have tetra sealed. So I'm going to do 30 as advised on this road. There you are, Lincolnshire countryside in the Impian. What a beautiful view. I genuinely think I could count on one hand the amount of Proton Impians being driven on the UK's roads today. I'm not going to say I'm the only one, because I'm pretty sure I'm not. But right now, at 8 o'clock in the morning, on a Thursday, I'm going to say there's probably three Impians being driven. This is definitely the lowest mileage one, 19,000 miles. Ray, I'm looking after her, I promise. Especially after this afternoon, when I'm going to get all these carpets out and I'm going to give it a good old clean. So Neil has messaged me saying he doesn't think he's ever seen a Proton Impian before, which will be quite an experience then for him. I've got no idea if he's seen one. I certainly hadn't seen one in the metal until I went and bought this one. The aircon's really cold, by the way. Really cold. If you're watching in Malaysia, then you know that this car is actually called the Waja. I think one word, Waja, means heaven, and Impian means dream. One of the two ways are around. So heaven and dream. And actually, this is a dream to drive. There's no frills. I've not got a CD changer. I've got a CD player. There's no frills, but I've got aircon. Which is more than can be said for some of the stuff I drive every day. What do you want for 300 quid? It's amazing that this car is 20 years old. Amazing. Doesn't feel it. This car is nicer to drive than the brand new Peugeot 308 Estate that I drive every day for work. And the aircon's better. What's that telling you? Right then, I've arrived at the MOT test centre. Time to put the car on the ramp. I will show you the process with Neil. He'll wobble it and look at all the wheels and the springs and the exhaust and underneath it, make sure there's nothing that we've missed. Check the lights, check the tyres, check the wipers, check the washers and all that sort of stuff. And fingers crossed, it's going to be a clean pass. It's a bloody dream to drive. Oh look, someone's tetra sealed the hell out of it. And you can check out my new tyres as well, Neil. auto electronics. I think that's a £850 car all day long.
I always think of cars like this, that if you get a year out of that.
There it is then, test on the Proton Impian. No advisories, a clean pass. Thanks to Neil for looking at it. Actually, one of the lads that work here as well, Knock, who's a friend of mine, came through and has not slagged it off. He's normally not an advocate for the Protons. In fact, he sold the lady that bought the blue Satria, the Satria, because he's a car dealer. Anyway, let's drive it home and tell Dad the good news. Well, I'm driving home with a smile on my face. The £300 Proton Impian, a clean sweep, a clean pass on the MOT test. Literally nothing wrong with it, not even an advisory. We've covered sort of 10 miles getting to and from the MOT test centre, and Neil actually, apart from commenting about how dirty it was, says it's a good car, says it's nice, enjoyed looking underneath it and enjoyed testing it. What's next then for the Impian? Well, the plan was to MOT it and put it as part of my collection and then maybe sell it, but no way. Not after seeing underneath it and not after driving it today. This is going nowhere for a car that's cost me, I don't know, 600 quid on the road, MOT'd, the work we've done on it and the time we've put into it. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep it as part of my collection, and we are taking it to the Haggerty UK Festival of the Unexceptional 2025. Dad has been invited in this to bring this as part of the Festival of the Unexceptional's cars to watch out for the future, because registered, taxed, insured and MOT'd on the road today, Proton Impian GLS 3. Literally 3. I'm not sure if mine is now going to make it 4 or if I am part of that 3 now. What a rare little car. What a good little car. What an underrated car. I'm not going to daily it, but I'm going to treasure it. 2 down, 1 to go. It's a pass. It's a pass. Fingers crossed for the Satria. Last but not least then, the Satria 1.5. Remember, I've not driven this, so this is going to be the fun one. This is the one I'm really looking forward to. This could all go very wrong very quickly. Let's go this one. Yeah, Neil's looking forward to seeing this one because actually the garage next door, DMC Motors, sold this car to the lady that I bought it from. So they kind of know the car and they're expecting to have a good look at it. You've dumped 10 litres of petrol in it, but it seems to be running, fingers crossed, okay. Well, here we go then, the Satria, which, as you know, has had loads of problems, has run like a bag of nails. We've had fueling issues, we've had all sorts of problems with it. Dad's here. If I break down, yeah, if I break down, I break down, eh?
Remember being gentle with that switch.
We'll be gentle.
Yeah, because if you pull it out much, the contact stick and then it's trying to work all the time.
Let's see if we can get an MOT on the Satria.
If you can actually get there, it'll be a challenge.
If we get there. See you later.
So, yeah, if it breaks down, scrap it.
If it breaks down, I'll scrap it. How about that? Let's go, let's go. Satria time. This is the one I've been looking forward to actually, because I've not driven this car. I've never driven it before. This is the first time driving it. Yeah, runs like shit. Runs like crap. Maybe trying to take it straight to an MOT test was a bad idea. I think what's happened is the fact that the battery has been off all this time. The fact that it's not had time to adjust and the injectors are a little bit... Here we go. We're all right. This woman's in the middle of the road. Get out the road. Silly woman. This Mercedes wants to do what he wants. Mad Max. So I'm in it then. It's me, well, 300 quid Proton Satria. You know the one. It was in a hedge. It had been left there to rot and die for 6 months. Dad spent 7 hours welding a big hole in it. It had electrical faults, it had injector faults, the battery was missing, the window didn't work, the bonnet hinge was broken. It needed a lot of love, it needed a lot of TLC, and now I'm bezzing through Lincolnshire's back roads in the car. Am I going to break down on the way there? Who knows? Oh, it had mice in it, remember? Remember that? We're on the way to Neil for the MOT test. I'm really hoping this passes an MOT today. Really hoping. Because then, well, then we can get it looking perfect. Once I know that it's going to pass an MOT, that it drives, that it runs, it starts and it stops and it does everything that it should do, I can then do what I want to do with it. Which is hopefully enjoy... Oh my God, there's a massive tractor in the way of the road. I can enjoy it. 1.5 litre Mitsubishi engine. This is going to be like stink. Rev counter. Listen to it. I'm in my Satria. Oh, yes. The back roads of Lincolnshire are feeling good. Great times in this. I'm having a great time. It's hot as hell. There's no aircon in this model. Let's get the blowers on. There we are. Yeah, this is fun. This is such a fun little hatchback. If I'd had to spend 500 quid just to bezz about in this for a few weeks, I'd have been happy. Oh! Oh, it's fast. It's really fast. I knew it would be. I knew it would be. Woo! And those brakes are sharp. That's good. That's good. That's good. There's a few little chitters from the plastics and all that sort of stuff. This is the one I've been wanting to drive. I've driven the 1.3 variant of this and it's slow. It's pretty boring, actually. It feels, how do I put this? Old lady driving to town and back. But this, the 1.5 variant, feels hot hatch, feels boy racer. I can only imagine what the GTI feels like with that 1.8 litre engine. And I've not been lucky enough to drive one yet. So if you've got a Proton GTI Satria that you wouldn't mind me taking for a bit of a spin, let me know, because I would love to, absolutely love to take that for a spin. Let me know. Theo, young lad, told me about the car. He messaged me and says, John, friend of mine, or friend of my grandmother's, Barbara, has given up driving. She's had the car a few years. and it's been sat in a hedge for about 6 months. Now the story was she'd been ill, she loved the little car, but she had to get something that she could drive that was a little bit easier due to her illness, and parked it up. Shane Boy came with me, as you know. We fished it out of a hedge, and it was running like a bag of rubbish. The initial plan was Dad was not going to go anywhere near this car. Best laid plans of mice and men, as you know, because it needed welding, it needed electrical faults sorting out, it needed injectors, it needed the brakes looking at, it needed all sorts of stuff. And it hadn't been running right. It hasn't been running very well. This is the first time I've driven it, but 300 quid, fished it out of a hedge, spent about £100 getting it fixed, getting it on the road. The most expensive thing I've put on this car is a window regulator, which cost me £44. No tyres, no brakes, we've just refurbed them. Some trim, a cassette deck. This car is fun. I'm so glad it's back on the road, because there's not many left, you know, these little Satrias, especially the 1.5 variants, especially the LXI. I hope it passes the MOT. We'll soon find out what Neil has to say. Lots of you have followed the progress on this car, lots of you. And I'm so glad that I spent the money and the time and the effort, with Dad of course, to get it out of that hedge and to try, at least try, to get it back on the road. What's going to happen with it long term? I don't know. I might put it in auction. I might raffle it. I might give it away. I might sell it. I might keep it for a bit and enjoy it, but I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do with this little Satria at the moment, because I do want a GTI. And you can't keep them all, can you? You can't keep all the Protons. I do want a Satria GTI, but find me a good one. Yes, Ben from Tasty Classics had one. Yes, he's tarted it up, and yes, it's okay. But that's not up to my standards. Not the work he's done. I mean, the starting point. I'm very picky, and I can afford to be picky with me Protons now, because I'm Mr. Proton, right? So I'm biding my time for a Satria GTI, but until then, I'm going to enjoy this, I think. I really hope it passes the MOT. Really hope it doesn't break down. I've driven my Black Knight today, I've driven my Impian today. Both are wonderful cars, but this has put a smile on my face, because it feels like a little go-kart on wheels. It really does feel just fun. It's fast. It's faster than a Micra. Obviously, it's a 1.5 litre. I wish I'd got a turbocharged version. Like a turbo Colt, because that's effectively what this is. It's a Colt. There's a Colt C2C, actually. Come on, I've got places to be. Very fast indeed. Look at that. You can't go wrong with that. 0.01. So this is the first time I've actually been underneath the car. First time I've seen it on a ramp is when it's getting an MOT test. Remember, it was covered in about 6 inches of mud all the way round. So it's not, well, it's not too bad. And I've had, you can see where I've had my chassis washer on the underneath here. But I still need to get under there and we'll do a bit more cleaning. see where Dad's welded that floor panel. And that's what we've all been waiting for. The other side is, well, not posh rotten. So Dad's fixed the holes. I'm pleasantly surprised as to the fact that it's not rotten. This all needs a wire brush. Now, for those of you that have said the exhaust looks a bit too long, John,
I thought that.
AISB, made in Malaysia. Could it be the original exhaust? So the worst bit about it now is this, which I'm going to have to address. Only surface though. Well, that's a good start. It started back up. Really is the moment of truth. I'm quietly confident that Neil isn't giving anything away. Well, there it is then. 3 out of 3. A hat trick, a clean sweep, a full house, whatever you want to call it. I'm driving away from the MOT test centre with 3 clean certificates for me cars. Proton Black Knight, we knew that was going to be okay, to be honest with you. Proton Impian, a bit touch and go, but we knew it was good underneath. And then this. My 1.5 Proton Satria LXI off the road for, well, nearly a year, really, in a hedge, all that time. Drove wonderfully, drove lovely, £100, back on the road, full ticket. 3 for 3 today then. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit of a different video, which is 3 MOT tests in one go. All the Neil. And no advisories, not even a single one. That's because we did the tyres, we did everything. Some of you might think, hang on a minute, John, no advisories, but genuinely, Neil's fair, and he doesn't get £50 notes put in front of his eyes from the exhaust. Anyway, that's it then. All the cars today on the Proton, I don't know, what am I going to call this? The Proton Prince, I don't know. Proton Day, 3 for 3 MOTs. I'm a happy boy. If you've enjoyed the video, please like it. I don't want to have to beg for likes, but it's that summer slump. People aren't watching YouTube, so if you are enjoying it, please hit the like button. It tells YouTube that the people might enjoy the content that I'm putting out. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Over 18,000 subscribers now. And comment, what do you reckon? Which is your favourite of the 3? The Black Knight, the Impian, or actually this little Satria 1.5? Great fun. Till next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Genuinely thanks for watching. More Proton stuff coming soon. And I've got something else to tell you, but we'll talk about that in another video. Until next time, have a great day. See you later. Bye-bye. There are so many more Proton related videos on the channel, and I've actually selected a couple that I think you might like here on this page. Give them a click to watch them now. Don't forget to subscribe for more Proton fun and lots more videos coming soon.